All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to week 2 of Judgment League. I am Paddo. With me is the help.
Paddo women.
And we are getting ready for some excellent action here. We're actually going to have a rematch of the first and second place match right off the bat between these two captains, Notroshan and Tsatsulow, two players who've played on the same team on competitive teams and know each other very well, and they're going to face off for the second time now. And the best part about this is we have Notroshan and Laud. We just saw at Vancouver, who are a beast bot lane, but also Tsatsulow's linked up with his main boy Fujin, and that's a terrifying bot lane. And we're going to see one of the best bot lane duels of Judgment League so far.
I'm getting flashbacks from like season 1 Judgment here going on. Like, these are players that I saw bot and that I played with back when I was just a player in Judgment, and this is going to get absolutely brutal. I feel like Vancouver was just a warm-up for today.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of talent out there at Vancouver, but here, everybody's Diamond 1, everybody's Challenger, everybody's going to go at it. We have former LCS players, people that have played, to get into the LCS, all sorts of top-level talent, and it looks like, as far as the bans are going, the Zyra and Thresh respect bans coming out towards Tsatsulow. Lee's also being banned out. On the other side, Janna, Nunu, Twisted Fate. Pretty standard bans, and the Janna definitely target towards Roshan.
And there's the counterpick stealing. They gave him the Nami, but they were not going to give him the Bears to go with it. That combination proved absolutely brutal time and time again up at Vancouver.
Yeah, I mean, that is like bread and butter lane. They went for the Nami right away because Janna was banned, and Tsatsulow, again, these guys know each other. They know exactly how to counter each other, and they know what each one's comfortable with. So they're going to play, a game that I can tell you for sure, with Fujin and Laud, the AD carries that they both play the most, the only people that I would trust on a team to play Varus and be successful, even in competitive environment, even LCS, is those two players. With Fujin super comfortable with them, so it's an easy steal for them.
Yeah, and this is just this was that moment of, we really need to have our support because there's only one that we really want now since Janna's gone, and letting the carry go like that. Even though it is their, personal favorite, I know they got something else in the tank to take care of that exact situation where they lose their #1 seed.
Yeah, and Hank trying to troll there a little bit with the Heimerdinger, who's getting a pretty cool rework in the near future. But J4 also being picked up. We've seen that be effective time and time again. Was actually Roshan's downfall in Vancouver. They actually switched a ban to him instead of TF and paid for it dearly.
Oh yeah, that game was that game when TF was finally not banned. All of a sudden, you understood why TF had been banned for so many games. TF was just allowed to do whatever he wanted. He was that girl from the hood that you couldn't stop taking your man.
Now, Super Metroid is also known. It's just another one of his accounts, this Diamond 1. He's also known as Dark Aruki and plays on Team Jitlers, who is also at Vancouver, Victoria-based team, and he loves Nocturne. And this account specifically only plays Nocturne. It has 333 ranked games of Nocturne. I'm not even making that up.
Wow, that's a way to Smurf Nocturne to Diamond 1, bro. Like, congratulations. Nocturne or feed.
Or just feed.
Yeah, or just feed. We're going to find out. Another pick coming in, that Shen pick. Still don't understand it. But on the other side, we have Eyes, who is, I'm not even going to get into it today. I don't even have the energy because there's a Blitzcrank over there. And as much as I hate to say it, that team has to win because they're playing with my boy. Anyways, on the other side, we're rocking that absolute turret of a man Rise, who we saw to much victory at Vancouver, and we've seen it all over the place. He just gets so tanky, and he's such a little meat machine. Also, with the Mad Monkey, whose laning phase, although a little poor, absolutely makes up for it when you get into a team fight.
Yeah, I completely agree, and that's actually Hank M's. That was so, as Nocturne is to Super Metroid, Wukong is to Hank M. That's how he actually climbed the ladder himself into Diamond and made it into this league, was on the back of Wukong, which we actually saw as bans in last week's games. And this week, they've let it through, no respect there. So Hank M's going to get to play on something he's comfortable with versus a support role, which we saw him playing last time. He was playing Alistar support. It was okay, but it really wasn't the best fit for him. Wukong somewhat is a champion that he definitely feels at home at, and I expect big things from Hank M.
Wukong is just all Leroy Jenkins. Like when it is team fight ready, he's ready to be there. And look at that team over there. You're looking at Rise, who's going to be throwing out tons of AoE splashy electro magic damage. You have Jarvan and Wukong, who are going to ult on top of each other, sending you into a cataclysmic whirlwind of destruction. And then you're going to get pinned to the wall and bubbled to death. Like, that team over there is a CC machine of damagey hell. Compared to, on the other side, you have Blitz and Orianna, who are just going to facilitate placement, as well as dealing some background damage and noise, like the sounds in the universe. Then you have Varus, who, allowed to be out free in the universe, is going to do a ton of damage. Nocturne, who's going to be able to make big plays, much like TF would be able to, and then Shen, who's just another facilitator. We saw this kind of matchup a lot at Vancouver. A damagey tank team versus a facilitating team. Damagey tank team came out on top 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, and the main reason is because it's a lot bigger of a slippier slope when you're the facilitating team. With the facilitating team, if it gets ahead, then look out. Yeah, it makes it does work. But the damagey tanky team just has damage and just kind of power curves all the way through, which is the nice part about it. And you also have champions, maybe they're going to rely a little bit on Nocturne to get a little bit of that damage in the early stages and have him get some good ganks off. If anybody was going to be the jungler that I think would play a Nocturne and not completely throw for his team, it'd probably be Super Metroid in this case.
Hey, he's done it like 300 times. No big deal.
No probs. No bigs.
I mean, if I was playing Nocturne, I would have done it like 3-4 games, but no big deal.
Yeah, Jacob Hysteria. If we'll probably show it in between the next games, but we just released like the week 1 highlight reel, and Jacob Hysteria had this escape on Lux that was absolutely unbelievable, where he had to pop barrier and throw his shield, and the timing of the shield being thrown and caught was at the exact right times was the only thing that saved him from dying, and he had to blow other things to escape. There's even more than that. Like, I don't know. Well, you'll see it after this game. It's absolutely unreal.
Is it top 5 plays? Is it top 5 plays?
Oh, it's top 5 plays. It's number 2.
Oh wow.
It's number 2. That's
Judgment top 5 plays. I'm super into that. Ugh. What do you think about these? Where's the Paddoian hand coming down on this? Because I'm sitting. My hand is scratching the big fat strawny Hank M Lod X, not Roshan back.
Man, it's really hard to bet against them, and I don't know if I can bet against them. I believe in Tsatsulow's team. I know they're going to be strong throughout the tournament. Like, both these teams are pretty stacked, but I seriously think that Notroshan's team, he showed last week that he could win it all. He has a serious team here, and the only weakness, the only hole, or the person that might be a wild card for him, I think would be Hank M. But they got him on his favorite champion, so I have to go with Notroshan's team.
And while we're talking about awesome things, where's my sword, bro? I can't believe I'm not a moderator in this channel.
You are a moderator.
I am?
Yeah, you should be.
Not one bit.
Unless Heike Kelso removed you.
She would probably do that. She has been known to hate a raid on a brother.
All right, so again, this is game 1 of week 1. We also have another channel, RYW Media 2, going as well, that has the Pimp Imp, and I'm Thorbo. Casted some games there, and yeah, it should be a good set of games this week, as all the teams look pretty even. I think Zik's team is one to look out for, too. We'll see that later on, see if he wins round 1. But his team, the way he ended up getting his picks, I think it's really, really strong. And that might be one that we see in the finals.
Didn't we just hang out with all of these people?
Yes, we did.
We just saw Zik. We just saw the Pip. We just saw, 9 out of 10 people we've mentioned today, we've seen in, the last 4 days.
Yeah, I mean, Vancouver was super awesome, had a lot of talented players, and at least half of Judgment was up there at that tournament, which was pretty cool. And we got to see them live and actually competing. Wiz Fujin actually just is hot off a game in the MCS. He's playing for Team Summon now. He's picked up by them. So he's actually playing in the MCS right now. And for him to make it out here, it's definitely a treat for Tsatsulow's team. We'll see if those two can make sweet music again, because again, they're going to have their hands full with Laud and Roshan.
I didn't realize that Brandon's team was just picking up players like that. I would have gone out there and been like, "Come on, I know I'm silver, but I can carry." I'm excited for this game.
Oh, I am too. I mean, this is going to be a pretty epic game, and if anything I've learned from last week is that they're like, I mean, the top 5 plays I pulled, because we had a complication in footage, was only from like 5 games. And in those 5 games, there's still amazing plays. So this week, when we get all 12 online and we're casting these games, there's going to be amazing plays, because all these players are ridiculously talented, the best of the best, and it's going to be a good one. So we're going to see them race off right off the start.
I'm ashamed of myself. I'm sorry.
How could you? What even was that? I don't know.
Sometimes bad songs come into my head. It's Kyle's fault. He makes me think of bad songs all the time. Ooh, and right off the bat, we're going to see 2 teams getting ready to perhaps touch just the tip, just see how it feels.
Oh, sneaky. Yeah, there's going to be a fight here. Blitzcrank's going to look for a good grab, though, and they might be able... Oh, they're able to pull in Laud, blow his flash early. They're trying to get on the Stoning. The Ignite is popped. One last hit. Was Fujin just going to make sure First Blood goes to Shen. Everybody getting spread. Shen's going to go down as well. Hank M trying to get out of this. He's very, very low, and it looks like Oriana just barely on his heels. Going to miss it. Super Metro going to pick it up, and now Fat trying to go for that kill. Might have been a little bit too greedy. Yes, he was. He's going to get picked up in return, and this game is going out of control. Laud's just fighting this one out. The bubble misses. That is critical. And Laud's going to barrier to save himself, but he's going to go down as well. And is this going to be a level 1 ace? Like, is this real? Is this real life?
Is this real? Oh, it flashes back in.
Oh, the bubble
is. Blitzcrank. It supports down. It carries down. It's going to be a whole team getting wiped off one side and 3 off the other. Why is this happening?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Judgment Week 2.
I don't even know if that goes into top 5 plays or if it can. I don't know if that was a top play. I can't decide.
There were some plays there. Some of them might have been considered upper, but I don't know if it was top.
Like, we have the Blitzcrank grab right off the bat, swinging back to that flash, getting it out, burned out early. And then after that, it was just a bunch of kids slapping each other in greed.
Hey, to steal this from me, remember that time when we started at 5K instead of 2.2K in like a normal game?
Yeah, I think that just happened.
Yeah. Oh, Wukong all in, has the elixir. It's just going to punish Jacob Hysteria as much as he can get in onto Oriana, but because he popped that, he's going to have to really make up for it because, I mean, they're down early in gold.
Because we have to pause.
But yeah, pauses are mandatory in case you haven't ever watched a Paddo the Help stream. We actually require it's in our contracts.
Yep, it's in our contracts.
It's in the rules of actually every tournament run on the League of Legends platform. Riot actually enforces it.
If ever Paddo and the Help are casting, there will be a pause. We actually shut down the entire LA server via Vancouver because we were casting too much.
Yes, it's true.
Our rule compounds upon itself, grew exponentially, and shut down the server.
So we actually see the results of them dying. So the interesting part is that there was all those kills in favor, but not everybody went back and necessarily bought. Some people did, obviously, when they died. But Vane's going to come with boots and a Doran's Blade instead of just a Doran's Blade here, as opposed to what she was just going to come in with the Doran's Blade. So,
but look at what Oriana got: 1 kill and 4 assists. She made out the most gold of that entire thing, besides maybe Nocturne, who went 3 and 2, coming into this with Zerker Greaves. Are you serious? Item 1 in the jungle, Zerker Greaves. No big deal.
Yeah, and
he's going to be a menace. Dennis the Menace, in fact. And right now he's down on starting. And he's having to pull out. Jarvan is no longer helping.
Man, he almost got to have his cake and eat it too, right there. Because J4 almost gave up his life after he stole a red buff. They know he's in the jungle, but no one's really going to be able to collapse or do anything about this. Nice warding actually in bot lane. They actually have a pink ward in river, and there's a normal ward in Tri. They're going to see this, and we're going to see a gank come up here. The question is, will Tsatsulow be able to make a play, get a grab off here?
Oh, and he did! He got the grab, pulling him right back, right out of the tumble. The fear was already attached, dropping him almost immediately. There was no way he could get away from that.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty clutch right here, and I believed in the Roshan Law team, but unfortunately, they're in a world of hurt right here. I've seen them come back from bad situations, but getting Ace to start, now their bot lane's getting picked on, which is usually the strength of their team. They're going to have to really have the other players on their team start to pick it up for them, because Winsfuja and Tsatsulow are not going to give up an advantage.
They got to center and focus down here. We really just need to sink some putts.
Yeah, and Darkaruki, this is... Okay, the one thing is, Darkaruki is 3-0-3, but classic Nocturne dictates that you get really big early and then you blow it all for your team later when you dive in and throw the game. So we'll be on Super Metroid watch to see if that actually comes to fruition.
I'm gonna count how many times you say how many times you call him Darkaruki in this game. Everybody that's in the chat, go ahead and post your bets on the Raiseyourweaponsmedia or the Paddocast channel. Whoever's the closest to how many times he says it, or how many people, whoever gets it right, you'll either get a Riot Graves or an Arcade Sona skin via Area of Defect.
There you go.
I'm starting the gambling early. We're gonna have this. We're gonna have dog fights by the end of today.
Now I know this exists. I'm torn.
Dude, doesn't matter. You're gonna do it anyways. Just wait till the heat of battle. In the heat of passion, it's okay to go Darkarugi to Super Metroid. And no, that one doesn't count because that was me.
It feels so right, though. It feels so right.
I know, right? Oh, and there's the bubble. Or there was the heel trying to drop back. Probably could have been a bubble. Looked like they were going to dive in on Lod again. Lod, who's just trying to farm and survive this bot lane, is keeping up in CS, though, which for a Vayne, I mean, that just speaks to the level of play we're going at here.
Yeah, Laud is one of those champions that you can try to get him down, but he's never going to really fully beat down. Jacob Mysteria pulling out that flash at the last second to be safe. Now Super Metroid coming in here, trying to get something done. He's going to need the double bubble to make sure he can stay safe, as Stoning is actually backing up Hankem now and pouring in the pressure. Laud getting pretty aggressive here. Tsatsulow gets the grab again. The exhaust going down. They just need to finish him off, and the barrier just in time for Laud to save his life. Will he be able to get out of this? It looks like he's probably going to. Hankem has to clone in order to get out, and now he's just waiting in the wings, chugging that Gatorade, trying to get some health back.
And that Gatorade's only going to help so much. In 2 seconds, Tsatsulow already has the grab back up. He's patient, and he is waiting.
Yeah, and the scary part, too, is that they've just been hanging out in bot lane this entire time. They haven't been going back and buying up extra items. So once they get boots, they're going to be a little bit harder to bubble. They're going to have a lot more listeners. They're going to be a lot stronger, and they have a lot of gold stacked up.
Tsatsulow has 1,500 gold just sitting in his pocket. He has a BF sword.
And he's gonna bring the damages next. Although it looks like we have Stoning rotating down here on J4, gonna be able to clear those goals. So we might see a presence from the bot lane if they're still hanging around. There's the cheeky deny by Notroshan.
Why make Tsatsulow mad? If he grabs you, you're just gonna have to deal with Varus, who's still there and still wants to play with your face.
That was actually a pretty good delay, because that's just gonna give more free farm to Laud. Now that it's going to take him a long time to get back and get back on it, we do see that Super Metroid coming down here into the jungle. Looks like he's just going to head bot and might just ward up. Maybe he's going to look towards mid. I'm not quite sure here. He doesn't have any creeps down here right now, but just might be waiting for that blue timer. Yes, he is.
Yeah, not patient. He's taking a little blue nap. Like, I don't have anything to do. I've already made all my gold for the game.
I'm ahead.
Take a little Nocturne nap. Look at those Nocturne arm knifey things. Those are looking wicked these days.
Yeah, they definitely are, especially on that skin, especially on the mecha skin that they have there as well. Now, something to point out is that Rise has teleport up, and Shen now actually has a stand unite because he is level 6. So we could see other players on the map from either one of these players, especially if one of them gets the lane pushing. Shen more than likely not going to be that person, but we could see Rise get a little bit of push on. And since Shen doesn't have his Sunfire cape yet, can't really push very hard himself. And then we might see a teleport out and maybe a gank on a lane to snowball something, mix him have for Notroshan.
I'd be excited to see a root off of the stand united and then him teleport in somewhere just to make that play and deny him. And oh, J4 baby cakes, honey sweet child, I'm so sorry that your life has been decided. because here comes Oriana, and you're going to make it over the wall just barely, but you're going to leave Hank empty and lonesome, and there's a big spinning ball of monkey with no real help up there.
Oh, there's that Stand United just in time to get Shen in, get the taunt off, stomp out Rise, who tried to follow Laud, now trying to get away, gets popped up in the air, pops his ult, but as soon as he comes out, he's going to go down. Wiz Fujin almost had a really nice snipe onto J4, and J4 just barely survived. Now he's running back, Notroshan. Familiar sight, having to run away from a lot of dead bodies.
Wow. Just... that was not the fight. I mean, when you're this far behind, you can't really jump into the jungle fight that you're starting behind.
Yeah,
I feel like that just got brutal and wrong in so many ways so quickly when the team was split up in the jungle and all that extra damage that came off of that early gold. Oriana sitting there now with her Seeker's arm guard and her tier is just not going to take any smack from anybody. And try as hard as they like, that giant puddle of damage that they were forced to sit in hurt.
Yeah, and this is kind of what we talked about. You know, if a team like this that we talked about, kind of a facilitating team, gets ahead, then they can actually really steamroll. The good news is, at least for Notroshan's comp, is they do have that tanky damage, and if they can just wait till they kind of hit a power spike, they could still be on par and try to fight this out. But in these early stages, they don't really have much of a chance with the item, the power that they have on
J4 just needs friends. J4 needs help in the jungle. That jungle is not safe for him, and they do not have the ward coverage up there to protect him at all. He just keeps getting caught out.
Yeah, oh ho ho! Hankem going all in here. Command Protect used with the Ignite. Looks like he's barely going to be able to survive. Might back him off out of lane, but he's going to use some health potions. And Hankem going all in. Just going to barely escape out. Gives up a lot of health on that trade.
That's a dangerous thing to do with the Nocturne who still had his ult up. And he's going to hop in. And Super Metroid is going to be able to lay the deeps down now on this poor J4. And boom, double kill.
Dark Rookie for president.
That is a... That's true. Now that right there was just a great reach. It's so dangerous getting low in lane when you haven't seen the darkness show up yet.
Like I'm almost ready to call imposter here because either Tsatsulow is the best blitzcrank I've seen in a long time, or Law's just really bad at dodging grabs because that's the third grab that's ended his life now that I've seen in bot lane.
Yeah, and I mean, there's just all lanes are fighting so hard right now, and I don't know, Lod might just be in Z's mode today. Might needed this first game to kind of shake it off, but this is Judgment. You only get one shot.
Oh, almost a nice play there, but it looks like Super Metroid again gonna clean up here, and good pickup for him. 6-1 and 4, get on his level.
Yeah,
if you want a jungle carry to happen, it's gonna be this game.
I'm playing Nocturne after Judgment. I'm going to go play him because of Super Metroid.
Yeah, and he played actually really well last week. Oh, Wiz Fujin actually caught out by himself. It looks like this might be the chance to catch him, and it looks like it is since he does not have a teleport. So caught by his lonesome, Stone to go in there, making something happen. Now that it looks like they're going to head for a dragon. They got 4 up. No one really in the area. They only have 2, so this is going to happen. This will be a really great pickup for Notroshan's team to kind of claw their way back in here for the gold lead.
If they're allowed to get these kills as well, this is going to get really positive. That 500 bonus gold right there, helping to close that gap, which was almost 4K, now down to down to 2, now down to 3. Sorry, now down to 3K.
Yeah, a very good, smart heads-up play. Wiz Fujin, kind of hamstringing his team right now off of that play. If he would have stayed safe, they wouldn't have been able to go on there and pick up that dragon. So good work actually by Notroshan's team to set that up and execute. And this is the way you get back in the game. Now Rise having to run up top has left Shen just kind of to his own devices up there. Looks like Shen actually going for Aegis. Which, as we actually found out from a recent thing, that Aegis or the Runic Bulwark might be going away.
Whoa! Oh! There's the grab on top of the chair's chains. Nothing else do. And Vayne is gonna make it out by Lod's making it out by the skin of his chinny chin.
The Biller's getting some good trades off here, and I think Runic Bulwark might be a good play for him too, especially since he is going against the Rise. Already has the Mercury treads. He'll have a good chunk of MR, and we also see that, of course, Super Metroid, with all those kills and all that gold stacked up, is actually going to pick up a Blade of the Rune King now.
And as mid-turn has fallen, we've seen now, mid-turn has fallen on Lod's side. We're really hoping that we get some interesting action here as now Oriana's free to roam.
Yeah, this bottom jungle is no longer Stoning's. It's completely Super Metroid. It hasn't even been is from level 1. Super Metroid's owned this bottom jungle
But
for
here
blue.
comes the big fight here. Super Metroid just running in, gonna take the full dive. There goes the big dark hand. The Fear's gonna chain up. Hank M's gonna use his ult to break it. But there's a ball. Oh, the big shockwave. And now Hank M is running for his life. Is the minions OP?
Yeah, Cannon Man is doing work. And, oh my gosh, not Roshan. Mike Bailey's up. Oh my gosh, Lod just puts Winsfujin in there to kill Roshan. Oh, scumbag Lod. Scumbag Lod be trolling Roshan right now. Straight up trolling him.
I think they broke up or something, and now they're just torturing each other in the bot lane. They're not really talking. Something's going on down there. They're going to lose another turret over this. Maybe even going for a third. Why not? They have 4. They have all the pressure. This J4 can't stand against the team that's there. They have all the damage they need to push it, and Super Metroid is deep into the base behind the inhibitor, does not care about the entire lifestyle of Notroshan.
Oh, yes. And Hank M's going to try to make something happen, but he's going to lose his life. If he really commits to anything here. Super Metroid's so big, the rest of his team sitting really strong, and I really like this team comp that they have here. I think Jacob Hysteria, Tsatsulow's. So the interesting part is Winsfujin was originally supposed to be on Tsatsulow's team as his captain pick, because we give every captain an invite, a personal invite to pick a player. Mm-hmm. Oh no! And he's gonna go all in on Lod. Lod's gonna have to pin him against the wall, which it looks like it's gonna be spell shielded. Outplayed. Super Metroid gonna get a kill here.
Nom 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 nom. Super Metroid out.
Man, this is some disgusting play, and I think that if anybody looks back at this game, I guarantee you next
here they
match.
go. Here comes the pick down bottom. They're trying to catch him. They see him there. The bubble's going to be a miss. It's going to get shielded, but that's going to take the shield down. Stand United is now coming out. There's going to be 2 here. Will they be able to make the play, or is there just going to be more death?
Nice pickup right there. Looks like the Biddler is going to pay for trying to save his buddy as the beautiful juke from Stoning. Really well planned right there. The Biddler's going to try to get over this wall just in time, but I'm guessing there might be a follow. Yep, there it is. Fat going to make sure that he goes down.
Now he just has to deal with the ball miss of 1,000 ages.
Oh, this is scary. Good jukes right there. And a nice initiation, and it's going to be able to blow up Oriana right away. Winsfujin now having to do that 80 carry work. It looks like he's going to be able to pick up Fat right away. Now has to work on to Hank M. Hank M taking people apart. Hank M swung back really huge here with this red buff especially, and with the bubble Aqua Prison caught, Tsatsulow going down.
Well, this is where you want your Wukong. You want him in these big fights right here. You want him to have lots of options, lots of targets, knock everybody up, and deal all that damage to as many people as possible. This is where he excels. Not in the laning phase. He wants to be in these big fights.
Yeah, we see the item timing power that's starting to come up now is getting really scary because Oriana just picked up a ridiculously big, large rod. We see that Super Metroid's also got most of the components of a Sunfire Cape. Runic Bulwer is online for their team. Their team fight, when they're all together, not getting picked off one by one, it's going to be really good. But they're going to have to put that together and not have another scenario like we just saw happen.
Ooh, and they have plenty of opportunity for that as our sweet, sweet Winsfujin is swinging up top to take that turret versus Rise.
Oh, yeah. That should be a pretty good matchup there. He doesn't have a lot of ways to get Rise off of him, though, besides using his ult, though, after he gets engaged on. So that'll be actually an interesting little matchup there.
And there's the bubble landing, and we're going to see, boom, the big engagement off of Super Metroid as the Biddler walks away with 90 HP. And I'm sorry, sweet, sweet Notroshan, where you running, you're only going to make him more mad.
Yeah, and with the help of the support, Tsatsulow, Rise, not long for this world. Roshan going to be picked up as well. Super Metroid just doesn't care. They haven't got the memo. This is not your jungle, Stoning. Don't come down here. You don't belong here.
We had Stoning and Notroshan on Super Metroid. Didn't care. All it does is add more champions to lifesteal against. And now that you've been hit by the claw, you can't run away from him. You can't run away from a Nocturne. You might as well just stand there, do as much damage as possible, because Hank M is going to have to try and clean up your mess, but Jacob Hysteria is not having it. He said, hey, you can pick up my friends, but you can't have all the gold. Lod is going to pick him up, though. And will Lod be able to get Jacob Hysteria?
Yeah, that slow's going to help, but it's very hard to get away from a red buff
Hey,
Vayne.
you know what it's like getting grabbed? I believe you do because I've been doing it all game. Not going to get that grab off. And Rise ghosting in, not having it, getting it pulled into the back line. This is where Rise wants to be. He is that turret. He just says, deal that damage to me and let my carry tear you apart. These are the picks. This is the throws.
Yeah, again, that tanky damage team just kind of starting to come online here, finishing up those items. And yeah, it really, really hurts. Rod of Ages finished. Black Cleaver finished as well. They're getting pretty strong, and they just keep kind of trickling in and going a little bit too deep, trying to cover for each other, and falling apart a little bit here.
Well, they make really, really good plays. I mean, they get that triple kill, but the death timer is still so low at 18 minutes that the other team's popping back up, flash ghosting and everything they can into the fight and picking them up on the way back to get some of that gold back. The gold lead has been between 4 and 5K, even though we've seen plays that should have been driving it higher.
Yeah, Rise should be able to get this top turret. No one's here to really defend against it. Super Metroid wants to keep his blue, but it looks like it's not going to happen. Or actually, no, he did get it, so he was able to keep it from the gang squad that was coming in for him.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
So there's a good pickup off top by Fat. And Red, actually with all the wards up in the top jungle now, Blue focusing mainly on the bottom jungle around Blue. They want to go for that steal. Not able to get it. And Wizfuji just keeps charging out here into trouble. And oh my
and
gosh.
We're going to see Cataclysm here in a second. I feel the Cataclysm. But that big curse is going to come along, grab the team down, and it's looking like a one-kill exchange in the hands of Wizfujin and the Mighty Five.
Yeah, Jacob Astaire has been using his ult. The one thing I kind of question though is he keeps using it and he keeps pulling Wukong back on top of his own teammates. He kind of needs to use it, position the ball so it pulls Wukong away. Otherwise, it's not really doing him much good right there. And this inhibitor is going to go down.
And that naked inhibitor just had no real choice there. I mean, with just the flash for the grab, kind of a waste of a grab, but that silence is going to help for a second. We're going to see Rise drop. We're going to see J4 drop. And now we have Lod separated from his base. All he can do is run up the lane. The Biddler's going to barrier, and now Vayne's going to drop. And is anybody else going to follow in on this? No, Hank M is going to stay safe with the minions.
Yeah, really big pick right there. They weren't able to really. They decided to go all in on Wizfujin. Weren't able to really make it happen, and now they're actually going to work onto a Baron here. Shen really, really low, and I don't think they actually have any harass on tap to stop this, but we'll see. Actually, yeah, they're gonna back off here as Namik actually comes in. They don't have actually their full team up.
And that spell shield just waiting for that bubble line. And there's the fear on top of Notroshan. The bubble may be trying to save, but not a chance as the slow comes out of the blade, and boom, there goes the death. Boom goes the dynamite.
Again, picking up kills off the back of, Tsatsulow's team just hanging around too long.
Yeah, and if at any point in time they just gone back, healed up, and got back into this game, those kills wouldn't be necessary. But I think they're so far ahead, they're just playing a little sloppy. And this is that moment where right now they have that huge lead, but are they going to play this out to minute 35, 40 when that huge lead they have right now no longer matters?
Yeah, and they're going to be in a little bit of trouble too if Blue's able to take this red buff. If they have a good command protect, he's going to be able to do it. Yeah, that's going to be able to get a kill. No, they kill it just in time. Ooh. Oh, I thought Stoning was dead.
I was pretty sure that big ball of death was going to cause a lot more damage than that. Needed the flash over to be able to do just a couple more hits. Could have pulled down a couple of kills. Maybe even lived the way through it, especially now that she has the Rebadon's death cap.
Yeah, that's actually a really big pickup for Notroshan's team. Again, just keep cutting that lead, keep creating speed bumps for themselves. And even though that last team fight didn't work out, with this extra sustain and a little bit better focus and teamwork, I think they actually could just win a straight-up team fight now. So it's going to be anybody's game going forward, and the next team fight's going to be pretty tense. So Vision's going to be paramount. They're going to have to get up and start getting that ward control.
Absolutely. They're also going to have to take control of their jungle again, something they haven't been able to do for 22 minutes. And boop! Bubble trying to spot out the Blitzcrank, and Blitzcrank not going to get pinned to the wall, making it out just in time with that overdrive.
So something I never thought I would see is Lod being the main feeder in this game, down 8 kills, but he's got his 2 main attack speed items, so now Vayne's going to start to creep into that hyper carry status, and really Varus with a BSR to Fam Dancer isn't that far ahead.
No, not one bit, especially when you factor in silver bolts. Like, Vayne doesn't need damage. She just needs to hit you 3 times over and over and over again.
Yeah, this is a huge wave top lane.
Yeah, this
Tsatsulow,
tower's done.
yeah, Satsulow's team going to be able to pick that up pretty easy here, even with a Baroned up team. So good on them. Rise again, the turret beast. Usually Rise not known for taking turrets. He's the only one to take turrets for his team so far in this game.
He is a turret. It's turret on turret. I'm pretty sure that's a hate crime or some kind of something. Something's wrong here.
Man, look at all, the tankiness that's coming out of Super Metroid. He realizes they need that big damage tank, so he went the Blade of the Rune King, then he stopped there, and now he's going for Randuin's after a Sunfire Cape. He is going to be such a beast.
He's going to be unstoppable. Nom 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 nom. And he eats those minions down bottom, keeping that lane pushing, trying to pull as many of the enemy down there as possible. Just giving Shen the amount of time necessary to get to this next turn. He has the items he needs to start pushing now. He needs to get that Sunfire, but he has that Runic Bulwark. When he does hop back into a fight, he's going to be such a big buff to that team.
Yeah, the good part is about this, they actually have like a double split push kind of going here, and Super Metroid's so big they would need to send more than one person, or probably a good chunk of people to go deal with them. But he also has that ult, and they can him and Shen can both get into team fights whenever they need to, or rotate in. If things get hairy and Blue tries to commit. So they're going to have the map control and the pressure, and they're probably going to be able to wait out this Baron pretty easily.
And that's what is so good about their team comp versus a Baron team. Like, thanks for having your Baron. Can you be in all 3 lanes at the same time when you're still only 1k gold behind now? I would like to point that out. We're at 19 to 27 kills, but the kills that they're getting are so important. They keep picking up those gold bonuses from killing sprees and stuff like that they've been able to keep it up, as well as the fact that these aren't no slouches. These ain't no slouches. Look at the CS. They're ahead of CS on every single champion sans jungle.
Yes, and besides this dragon going down, they've also been able to take all the dragons. So yes, the first one Satsulo's going to be able to pick up and try to build up that lead back again, so they can try to make something happen. But again, that's not going to be an effective advantage until they spend that gold. And Dark Arena, or Super Metroid, just camping top lane.
That's 3.
Count it.
Oh, I got it over here. Don't worry. I got little tick marks. I got like sushi places be confused at what we're doing over here. I think it's 111. Down bottom, that push is coming to this lane, and he has the support to do it. They're going to push down this inner tower right here. At the same time, up top, you have Dark Arugi trying to just bait out the entire team up there, and he's got him. He's got them all swinging top to chase him. They're going to lose this bottom tower.
Oh, yes, they will. And in the meantime, they still are probably going to take some damage on that bottom turret, because they're not going to be able to rotate there at times. Some people actually heading back to the Nexus or the Fountain to heal up and buy here. Might be able, yeah, they're coming out with home guard boots. Never mind, they're going to be able to defend this. Riot's charging out. Fat coming in. It looks like they've decided to initiate.
Jump. They got jumps on waves on jumps. And spins. They got damage going everywhere. Boom, we're seeing 2 picks right there. The carries are down. Carries are down. Everybody's trying to get out.
Yeah, and they've kind of made the decision right there that they said, hey, we need to get this pick. We need to make this fight happen, and the risk is another base turret top.
And it's looking like, while they might take the base turret, they're going to suffer the loss of an entire another member. Will Fat and friends be able to push down deep enough into mid to make this worth? With 3 bottom, I'm not sure. And look at how long they had to be down there.
Yeah.
And now Hank M on an unstoppable killing spree. You can start to see just the force of Wukong at his potential.
Yeah, Laud and Fat now pressing the mid turret again. Rise, destroyer of turrets. He has to be involved in every turret kill.
Hashtag new laws.
Should just go get himself a Lich Bane while he's at it at this rate.
Yeah.
So Tsatsulow's team now is in a situation where they're still ahead by gold wise, but they're game call wise, like they're kind of losing out here as we get into the later stages, and they've made a few too many flubs and given up a few too many kills. They've really let Notroshan's team creep in on a game they really had no business being a part of.
Yeah, not Roshan has just been able to keep this so close, coming back from 5K deficit, now sitting only 5 turrets and 4 kills behind, was a lot bigger even at minute 1.
Yeah, this is one of those good games where Tsatsulow's just basically going to have to talk to his team. They're just going to have to buckle up here. The smart decision that Notroshan's team made last time is like, hey, there's 2 split pushers. One actually has a full global ult. The other one's only partial. Let's go take down the guy that actually has the global ult side. That way, Dark Iruki is going to have to be torn between going for this turret or coming in. Dark Iruki actually wastes a little bit of time thinking that he could possibly get into the fight that was already over before he could even get halfway there.
And now we're at a base turret. There's 2 naked inhibitors, though. If anything goes wrong, we're going to see 2 inhibitors down. And it is so hard to come back in a game once 2 inhibitors are down.
Oh, Dark Iruki is going to go back here. Are they gonna defend this inhibitor? It looks like they want to right now, and blue team realizes they might be a little bit of trouble. Verisol's been used, and looks like Stoning's gonna go right in on that command protect, being used to try to protect them. But Hank M is destroying everybody. Dark Iruki taken down in the background as well, and I think Notroshan's team just won the game.
Did I just see a GG? Did I just see a big swing to a GG? I'm not sure what happened there. It was terrible positioning on top of everything else is going to drop this game from what looked like an ultimate victory to a standard Nocturne throw.
Yeah, Rise even using his teleport right there to hold the tank minion up against these turrets so they can get the push off. And there you have it, Notroshan winning an improbable game against Tsatsulow. Poor Tsatsulow, that's the second time now in Judgment that he's had a lead with his team, and Notroshan's clawed his way back into a victory.
That was some fun.